Tonight at 5 o'clock, a look from above from Drone Cam 13 as people all across the state of Indiana today are busy. They're cleaning up the damage that was left behind by a couple tornadoes that came through over the weekend.
Yeah, you can see it here. One of those damaged a school and several homes in Jay County. And that wasn't the only area impacted by these storms.
That's right. There was a tornado that also touched down in Delaware County just yesterday. Tonight, we're also getting a look at the damage inside a school to the north in Howard County in Kokomo.
Now, this wasn't hit by a tornado. This was the result of powerful straight line winds, which hit the school on Friday night. So we've got live team coverage for you tonight. Our Emily Longnecker is checking out the impact of that tornado in Jay County.
And we're going to start our coverage tonight with Angela. She joins us live in the Weather Center right now. She has a look at some of the rain that we're experiencing outside, and you can see it on Live Doppler 13 radar right now. Angela.
Yes, we do have some rain this evening. Luckily, no watches, no warnings. But before we get to the rain, new information just within the last couple of minutes from the National Weather Service. The length of the tornado in Jay County now 2.74 miles, so just under 3 miles on the ground. The strength an EF1, and again, we're going to hear from Emily in just a minute. Max winds at 110 miles per hour. Much weaker, but did have some damage in Delaware County thanks to a landspout tornado. You might be thinking, well, what does that mean? Well, the rotation actually started closer to the surface of the earth rather than up in the atmosphere. We do have rain on Live Doppler 13 radar, as Ann and Jenny pointed out, so we do want to get you caught up just in case you've got some evening plans. The rain is heavy at times north and east of Indianapolis from near Zionsville, Carmel, and Westfield into Fishers, into the northeastern sections of Marion County, right around the Castleton area, and then over toward Greenfield. We go south, pick up the steady rain falling through the eastern half of Bartholomew County from Columbus over toward Hope into Greensburg. The showers and storms, that threat will continue over the next several hours, overnight into the early part of tomorrow, and the weather pattern remains active. So we want to make sure that you know the impacts coming our way over the next 24 hours. Embedded rotation possible with some of the storms between now and tomorrow evening.
All right, Angela, now let's get back to that tornado damage that we told you about just a minute ago.
Yeah, our Emily Longnecker joins us live tonight from the Jay County Junior Senior High School in Portland. So this is where that tornado with winds of up to 110 miles an hour hit Sunday night. Emily, what are you seeing out there?
Well, so much, Jenny. You know, the school is closed today and tomorrow, and everything you see around me is really the reason why. This is what happens when part of the roof covering the junior high part of this building comes off. That big silver thing over there, that is part of the school's HVAC system that blew off the roof and landed here in the yard. And you know, a lot of this stuff just blew right across the street following the tornado's path. And there's actually a teacher from the school that lives right across the street in that brown house there. And he looked outside last night and saw part of his workplace flying past his living room window. A day later, those windows of Kyle Love's house are completely intact. Love can't say the same for his roof. Love says he was on his living room couch last night when he heard a strange sound. He barely had time to react. He's also a part-time firefighter and says he knew he had to take cover.
A lot of people say it's like a freight train. I heard more of a jet engine type of noise. It was a very high pitch whistling type of noise. Next thing you know, I set up, we had a weather alert go off, and I look out the window, and at that time I see my front porch awning lift up. I see debris flying on the highway, and I immediately covered and went down into the couch because there was nowhere else to go. And next thing you know, I heard the roof pop off, and it literally sounded like it popped off. The rest of Love's roof came down on top of him. He was able to call 911 and crawl out, but he's sore today. And again, Love is also a teacher right across the street at the high school. So as he was cleaning up today, he was talking about, he was concerned about the damage that, you know, his workplace suffered. And he says his colleagues told him, hey, don't worry about it. You've got enough stuff to worry about. Just want to point this out here. This stop sign, I think, really just shows how powerful that tornado was. It's like, it's, you know, sandwiched in half, like it's a sandwich, like it's a taco. So you can imagine how powerful those winds were to bend that right in half. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we're going to hear more from Love about those terrifying moments. He's going to explain what he was thinking when what was left of his roof came down
on top of him. Jenny, Ann?
Yeah, scary situation there.
Yeah, the power of those storms.
Emily, thank you. We'll check back as our coverage continues tonight through Nightly. Now, as we mentioned earlier, 2 tornadoes touched down in Indiana Sunday night.
Yeah, the other one was actually a landspout tornado in Delaware County. This one touching down in Comic, which is 3 miles north of Yorktown. It damaged this building at TK Constructors. The National Weather Service says it was an EF0 tornado with 60 to 65-mile-an-hour winds.
And you can learn much more about those tornadoes if you go right now to our Live Doppler 13 weather app. It's a free download in your phone's app store. Once you get the app, you can check out the weather blog to read more about how the 2 tornadoes formed in Delaware and Jay County. Looking ahead now, tonight, the Indianapolis City County Council will introduce a proposal that gives more power to IMPD when it comes to stopping street takeovers.
As our Anna Chalker shows us, this proposal comes after 2 weekends of takeovers all over the city.
Many of those street takeovers from over the weekend happened here in the Washington Square Mall parking lot. You can see I'm in the center of several tire marks left behind, and police tell us through this weekend they made 7 arrests in these takeovers.
Those arrests are just part of a bigger operation from IMPD. This weekend, local and state police towed 4 cars, seized guns, and gave out 40 tickets.
I think there was some success to our proactive approach to not only increase enforcement, support IMPD, but also to announce that ahead of time. That's what we were going to be doing.
This all came after police were met with violence at street takeovers last weekend.
We have to address this. It's absolutely unacceptable for officers to be attacked that way.
State police aren't the only ones stepping in to help. Monday night, the City County Council will introduce a proposal aimed at giving police more power during these takeovers.
Most importantly, what IMPD brought this to us, the idea was to focus on those drivers first, those that are actually committing these crimes of driving recklessly on these streets and taking their vehicles away.
Proposal 314 states any vehicles used in these takeovers may be impounded for at least 30 days. Also, anyone who promotes these gatherings or spectates could be fined. In a statement from IMPD Chief Chris Bailey on this proposal, he says in part, it will empower our officers to effectively address reckless driving and street takeover activities that endanger lives and property. And Councilor Robinson agrees.
We're going to send a strong message. We're going to take your vehicles, we're going to arrest you, we're going to fine you. This has to come to a stop in our city.
In Indianapolis, Anna Chalker, 13 News.
Now, this proposal is only being introduced tonight. There will be comment on it at Wednesday's committee hearing. Well, developing tonight, a 58-year-old man has died nearly a week after a Metro police officer hit him with his squad car.
The Marion County coroner says that Rodney Huffman died this past Saturday. A Metro police officer hit him at the corner of Michigan Road and Doubletree Boulevard. That's near West 86th Street. This happened last Sunday, September 15th.
IMPD accident investigators are now looking into the circumstances around the crash. Internal Affairs is investigating separately. The woman accused of killing 3 Fishers teenagers in a crash in South Carolina was just sentenced today for her crimes. Prosecutors say Melissa Ann Parker was under the influence and ran from police after hitting the girls in a stolen car. Family of the victims still feel justice was not served.
Raw emotion in a South Carolina courtroom.
This was not some perfect storm of accidental events. It was an act of evil, and it took their lives.
From the sole survivor of a Wrongway crash that killed 3 Fishers teens, Brianna Foster and twin sisters Elle and Belle Gaddis. At sentencing, family expressed their anger at the woman behind the wheel, Melissa Ann Parker. She pleaded guilty to multiple crimes, including deadly DUI.
I never thought people could be so cruel that someone could hit a car full of innocent people, and instead of checking them or helping on them, they would run away like a coward and ignore the cries for help.
It was 2021 when the Gaddis twins, Foster and Macy Waltz, went on a road trip to the beach in South Carolina as a send-off to summer. These are the final texts Andy Gaddis had with his girls, Elle reassuring him they were safe, Then the conversation cut off. On the interstate, police say 43-year-old Parker crashed into the teen's car head-on. The Hummer stolen, as seen on surveillance cameras. Parker under the influence, going 70 miles an hour. She ran off after the crash. Only Walt survived impact.
I remember sobbing in the back of the ambulance because I didn't know where my friends were.
In court Monday, Parker got the max sentence, 25 years in prison and a $75,000 fine plus credit for time served.
I wish she was going to stay there longer, but at least I feel better knowing that at least for the next 21 years she won't be out there able to hurt anybody else.
I understand it's like the max sentence, but I don't believe it's enough time. I think she should die in prison.
Justice, they say, doesn't seem to have happened.
Dissatisfied is putting it mildly.
25 years won't bring back their girls. Living with their loss?
Truth is, the closest I ever feel to my girls is in that ditch. That's the reality of this life.
Painful and permanent.
Now in court, Parker told the judge she's tortured by her actions 3 years ago. She apologized for taking the family's joy and their children's lives.